Hello all you lovely people and welcome to another video of mine. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Silent Hill 2 Remake and the performance that I'm getting on my Lenovo Legion Go. As you can see on this screen, I am getting a total or an average FPS of over 106.4. Now, in case you're wondering, how is that even possible on a device like this? Well, I'm going to show you a few things as to how and why that has now become possible. One of the first few things that you have to keep in mind is that you have to have the version 24.20.11.01 as far as the AMD Adrenalin software goes. So this has been side-loaded because this is not the default version that comes with your Lenovo Legion Go. Now, in case you're wondering, how do I side-load AMD's Adrenalin software? This is not that video. You will find plenty of videos on YouTube where you will get a step-by-step process as to how to go about side-loading the Adrenalin software. But this is the version that I found was working most stable. There are other versions as well. There was 24.9 as well, but it was not as smooth as this one. So I did try the game out with that version as well, but I think the best version was the 24.20.11.01. Now with this, what you also get access to is AMD's Fluid Motion Frames. And that is what actually makes it possible for you to have these phenomenal numbers as far as the frame rates go. I also had the Radeon Super Resolution on. Now, if you have the stock version of the Adrenalin software, you will not have Fluid Motion Frames in that. So unfortunately, the only way for you to get this is, on the Lenovo Legion Go that is by side loading the AMD display drivers and also getting the Adrenalin software side loaded. So you'll have to do this whole process and you'll have to manually get the drivers. And that's when you get that smooth over 100 FPS in a game like Silent Hill. So let me show you a little bit of gameplay so that you understand that I'm actually getting this. I will show the stats on screen as well so that you can track the frame rates. And with that said, let's get started. Okay, now I'm into the game. So the first thing that I want to show is the settings that I'm playing this with. So I'm going to get into display and graphics settings, and I want to show you that I'm playing this at 720p. Now, in case you're wondering, 720p is really low for a game like this. I would only say that this is an 8.8-inch QHD Plus display. So this is not a laptop where you have like a 13 or a 15.6-inch screen. Now the size of the screen actually matters. On a small screen like this, even 720p looks really sharp, and Radeon Super Resolution helps further. Apart from that, I obviously had ray tracing turned off because if I turn this on, boy oh boy, I'm not going to get the performance that I desire. Frame generation has been turned on, and this helps quite a lot as well. Now, with this new patch 1.04 that Silent Hill 2 Remake got, it had a lot of improvements. It made a lot of fixes. You can read the patch notes. If you have installed this on Steam, the patch notes are available on Steam, and you can just take a look at all the things that they have fixed. So I'm not going to talk about that, but some of the important things that are here in this particular build, patch 1.04, is that you now have FSR 3.1. Prior to this, you didn't have access to FSR 3.1. Now you do. So I am selecting FSR 3.1 and I've kept it in performance mode, and the renderer quality preset has been kept on low. Again, if you're wondering, will this negatively impact the game in terms of visual fidelity? Probably yes, but not so much, not as much as one would think. Now, prior to buying a device like this, I also had my concerns as to how 720p with low renderer quality preset will actually look on screen. But in real life, I'm happy to report that it doesn't look that bad, and you have to see this in person. Otherwise, it's tough to believe because even the camera will not be able to do justice to how good this really looks. So now that I've explained the settings that I'm playing this with, I would just get into a game. I'll load a game, and then I'll move on to a particular area which is filled with fog effects. The reason why I'm going into an effect heavy place like this is just to show you that even demanding areas are not going to be a problem with these settings. So with that said, let me just load this game, and I'll come back because it takes some time to load this game. I have it installed on my SD card, not on the internal storage. So when you have it installed on the SD card, the load times are comparatively higher. So I'm gonna come back and show you the game when it finally loads up. I've, fall- I've finally entered the game. And now what I would first like to do is track the performance of the game so that you understand what kind of performance I am getting. So I'm gonna go into the overlay stats and I'm gonna show you, oh, by the way, here I have the game set on 30 watts TDP. So it's maxed out because I'm not even plugged into the battery. So just wanted to make that comment as well. Now that I've shown you all the settings here, the display settings from here is also 1280 into 800. It's kept at 60 Hertz, but you can actually go up to 144 Hertz as well. Let me try and do that, okay? So it acts up a bit, but it will normalize. So now it's normalized. Just give it some time, it does normalize. Need full screen, but it will again. Just give it some time, it will normalize, like I said. And as you can see right now, it's tracking 103 FPS on Silent Hill 2 Remake. And let me tell you that this game looks phenomenal with this kind of frame rate. On a screen like this, it still feels fine, even if the renderer quality is low and the FSR 3.1 has been kept on performance. Well, you can try to take it up to balanced mode as well. I think if you take it up to balanced mode, then you might get a slightly better looking image. But this, to me, is not bad. That's not a problem. The goal here is to just show you that even when the character moves around quite a bit, and in fog heavy areas like this, it's not going to be a problem. I'm getting like 88 FPS, 82 FPS, and there are certain areas where the FPS count will go up above 100. There are occasional stutters like the one that you just saw, but it's not extremely distracting. It used to be quite difficult to play this game on a previous version of the Adrenaline software. The stutters were so bad that you would find it extremely difficult to play. But now, it's not that difficult to play. The stutters are still there, but it's minimal. And you be the judge of what this game looks like on screen. To me, it looks great. It in fact looks fantastic, guys. Even when you pan the camera around, there's a little bit of ghosting, a little bit of artifacting, I will agree. Especially with the FSR 3.1, there is a slight shimmer around the character, especially when you pan the camera around. And it only happens when you pan the camera around. But the small screen helps in a lot of ways to not make it feel like really bad. If it was a big screen that you were playing this on, then yeah, the shimmering effect would be glaring. It would definitely impact your gameplay experience, at least the visual fidelity. But here in this screen size, it looks fine to me. By the way, I even have Plitch running in the background. And Plitch is a cheat strainer. I've made several videos on that already with different types of games. You can check it out on my channel. And what Plitch does is it helps you get cheats activated on your game without impacting your game's performance. So here, as you can see, I am playing Silent Hill 2 Remake with Fluid Motion Frames. Plitch is running in the background. It's a cheat strainer. And I have no issues. I have one hit kill or easy kill activated. I have God mode activated. I have no reload activated. So even when I shoot, you see no ammo is being consumed. Of course, I mean, it has its advantages and disadvantages. The disadvantage is that the developers, when they develop these games, they have a certain kind of gameplay experience that they want to give you. And cheat strainers, they take that experience away from you. So I would recommend cheat strainers when you are finding it difficult to cross a level. So let's say, for instance, you have some kind of an issue in a particular level or a boss fight. Then you can activate it just for that one area or that one boss fight, and then you can turn it off. The best part about Plitch or trainers like that is that you can turn them off whenever you want them to. So I can turn them on, but this is not a video about Plitch. I digressed. This is mainly about Silent Hill 2 Remake's performance on my Lenovo Legion Go with AMD's Fluid Motion Frames, with Radeon Super Resolution, and the Adrenaline, wow, that's a tongue twister, Adrenaline software, which has been updated to that 24 version. And that is important because if you don't have that version, the performance is really pathetic. It stutters like anything, guys. And you really need this version of the software, trust me. I mean, take a look at all those reflections as well. They look absolutely stunning, guys. And on a small screen like this game looks more than playable. This is made in Unreal Engine 5. And sometimes I find it hard to believe that playing a game that looks this good with such a lot of fog effects is even possible on a tiny little device like the Lenovo Legion Go. I mean, not exactly tiny, but it's still comparatively tiny to a laptop, yeah? It's one of the bigger ones when it comes to handheld PCs because Asus ROG Ally is comparatively smaller. At least the screen size. This is one of the bigger screens that you get on a handheld PC. But yeah, I mean, I am personally really satisfied with the performance that I have got using AMD's Fluid Motion Frames. And again, if you are stuck getting this installed, then please check out a lot of videos are already available. Oh, by the way, one more thing that I want to mention is that if you want to really get the best performance out of your Lenovo Legion Go, then I will recommend going into your BIOS settings and allocating at least a minimum of 4 GB to your VRAM. By default, it's at 3 GB. So I would recommend that you go up to at least a bare minimum of 4 GB. Now you can go up to 6 GB as well, but a bare minimum of 4 GB is what I would recommend. Now that also makes a difference, by the way. So please keep that in mind because without the 4 GB of dedicated VRAM, I think the performance stutters a little more than what you see on screen right now. How do you do that? Again, a lot of videos are already available online, so you can check them out. In case you want me to make my version of a video like that, then yeah, please let me know in the comment section. I'll be able to help you out. If you are stuck anywhere, you can reach out to me via the comment section and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Now with that said, it's a wrap for this one, guys. If you've liked the content, I would greatly appreciate it if you consider subscribing to my channel and also liking the video and hitting that bell icon as well, because every time I upload a new video of mine, you get a notification that a new video has released. Now, with that said, I'll see you lovely folks in my next video. Until that time, I'll say take care, stay safe, and may God bless you all.